On a personal level, as a legislator, I became involved with the film tax credit several years ago as we wanted to reauthorize the credit. Became interested because one of the things that I was interested in that you hear people talk about all the time is how do we diversify Oklahoma's economy. So as I learned about it, I thought, man, this is a great way to really diversify our economy and play into what really I think is culturally native to Oklahoma, which is the arts, which is music and film. Here's why the credit's so important is because it incentivizes a production company to come into Oklahoma to produce a movie, which they have to spend the money before they get that rebate. And it's a rebate program, so they don't get any of the money until they spend it on Oklahoma-based companies, whether that's a caterer, somebody that's building the set, whether it's audio-visual equipment, whatever it is. And the reason the continuance of the rebate program is so important is because that builds stability, so that then the Film and Music Office can not only bring in that one production, but then they can start bringing in a series of productions. Well, then we have crews that decide they're going to establish their businesses here. They will set up their residency here, and then we become a destination place for future films to come because they like our workforce, they like the environment, and plus we have the geography that can really match any film that needs to be made. We always say the film tax credit. I always have to just re-emphasize that it's the rebate program. I mean, there has to be an investment made by the companies before there is ever any kind of payment back to them. So you have one of the most iconic Christian songs of all time, I Can Only Imagine. It crossed over into country charts, into the pop charts, and a song that came from a band that began right in Oklahoma City, that was written while they were in Oklahoma. So it became one of the most impactful songs of all time that had its origin here in Oklahoma. Now they're writing a movie about it, which was filmed completely in Oklahoma, so Oklahomans get to be a part of this great movie that is going to impact the country as well. But would have never happened had we not had the rebate program, because any producer, any director will tell you that they're not going anywhere where there's not some kind of rebate program, some kind of incentive. And so they wanted to make the movie here because we had that rebate program. They did.
So did you see the movie?
I did.
You did?
I have several times. Yeah.
Okay, really?
Yeah, well, I had the opportunity to see an early production of that before it was all edited and cleaned up and everything. So the other night was at the premiere and saw the actual clean copy.
How did you like it?
I loved it. Well, so I love music. I love the song, and I think the movie actually captures the essence of the song because it's all about hope, it's about redemption, it's relationships, and anybody that watches that has ever lost somebody is going to relate to that song because that song came out just soon after I had lost my son, who was 4.5. And, when you go through something like that, the one thing that you're thinking of is, what's it going to be like when I see them again? And to find out that Bart Millard wrote that song really talking about his dad, saying, I can only imagine what it's going to be like or what he's going through right now and my opportunity to see him. As I say to a lot of people, if that doesn't get your fire going, then your wood's wet, right? Yeah. So I think it just is a moving film. But the thing I appreciated about it is that it didn't have corny humor. It actually had good humor. It actually was produced well, and it was used music that I liked. Not only just I Can Only Imagine, but man, there were some good songs from U2 and other groups in there. So it was great. Everybody wants street cred in whatever endeavor they're in, and I think the more that we have movies that come to Oklahoma and they have success, not only box office success, but just in the success that producers share with other producers about, here's how it was to work with the Oklahoma crew, here's how it was to work with the Oklahoma people, then we get street cred in the movie industry, and people start saying, we want to come back. And the more that people go and see a movie like that, then the more they're going to see at the very end of it, thanks to the Oklahoma Film and Music Office for this film, for being a part of this. And so we get credibility. And I think, it's one piece in the puzzle that helps us to diversify the economy and develop an industry that could really have a significant impact, on our state. And really, not just impact one section of the state, but we are ripe to have movies filmed throughout the state and all over, so that we could build up crews in every area. And people should appreciate that, quietly and behind the scenes, our Oklahoma Film and Music Office is recruiting these businesses. Tava Malloy-Sofsky has a great connection with those people that are in the Hollywood know, and so she is making those connections and really selling Oklahoma to them. And I think the thing that people have to understand is that this program is very vital. So a lot of people see it that we're giving money to the big Hollywood fat cats, and I see it differently, that we're broadening an industry that we have tons of Oklahomans that want to be in film, they want to be in music, they want to be in sound, but before this they haven't had a place in Oklahoma to call home, so they've had to go elsewhere. We're actually trying to create a home for our Oklahomans to reside.